It is a new wave of sports that is sweeping the nation where we're not just accurate but spot on. This is a continuation of our NFL division series. Of course, I'm joined by the best in the business. We got J.R. Bradley on board. What's going on, JR? And my man
What's up?
Trey
What's up?
Lane is on right now. Trey, man, he's new to the SOS show. Trey, you happy to be here, man? You ready for this?
I'm happy to be here, man. Drop some knowledge on these people.
Hey, that's it. We got the NFC West today. Of course, the Arizona Cardinals, Seattle Seahawks, the San Francisco 49ers, as well as the new LA Rams. Tight division, especially what we saw a lot of last year. At least three of these teams vying for a playoff spot. Unfortunately, the LA Rams did not make it in, though they did have another successful season. I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into the easy question, and then we'll make our way up to the hard ones. Trey, I'll start with you. Who wins this division and why?
San Francisco, they have the best roster from top to bottom. They had a good coach coming off a Super Bowl loss. I like what they did. They traded Buckner to the Colts, and they drafted Kinlaw from South Carolina, and then they just stacked up on more speed. They got the receiver from Arizona State. I like their coach, Cal Shanahan, former Longhorn. They got a nice roster. Him and Lynch doing their thing in San Francisco.
Jr., who you got?
Um, to be honest, I'm actually gonna go with the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, with the additions of DeAndre Hopkins, then they go in and they go into this NFL draft Isaiah Simmons, Josh Jones, Rashad Lewis. I mean, great pickups from on the defensive side to help. I mean, and also with Kyler Murray, DeAndre Hopkins, Larry Fitzgerald on that offensive side. I mean, that's more weapons for Kyler Murray.
Right, right. I think I like Seattle's chances, and I know they tend to be a team that start off slow. I expect them to fully do the things that they always do every season. In Russ, we trust. That should probably be on the dollar bill. But when you look at the Seattle Seahawks and how Pete Carroll, being the coach that he is, always having to keep those guys competitive. Trey, I do like the San Francisco 49ers, but I do wonder if they may regress after the second season. And we kind of look at the teams that appear up in the Super Bowls, or at least the team, if whenever it's not the New England Patriots. But we look at the teams that come up in the Super Bowl, and usually the rival team that doesn't win usually doesn't do good the second season around. You can kind of say it about the Atlanta Falcons. The Philadelphia Eagles kind of faltered the next season after their Super Bowl, after they did win the Super Bowl, but the Patriots were still there. But when I look at Seattle, still a good defense, still Bobby Wagner still there, Cliff Averill, those guys, and of course on offense you can't go wrong with Russ. They did go and get another running back in the draft. Obviously Tyler Lockett being a receiver, and DK Metcalf, and the jump that he may make this year. But what I don't want to see, Jr., is what you said with the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, we look at Cliff Kingsbury, the only coach that's able to fail up in his career and end up in the head coaching job. Obtaining Kyler Murray in last year's draft and getting D Hopkins, who fell in their lap because of what may be a mistake by the Houston Texans.
Yes.
But I still wonder about them on defense. I still wonder, even though they did get a couple of guys, that they got a cornerback to go with Patrick Peterson. And as competitive as they was, will they still be able to stop anyone? And that was a lot of problems last year with them, having given up the points that they did in the games, though they were a competitive team, averaging somewhere between 21 and 28 points. Um, Jay, I want to ask about the LA Rams. And obviously, they got rid of Brandon Cooks. Todd Gurley is gone. Where
Yes.
do we see this team coming into the 2020 season?
You see this team going into. You can tell it's going to like into a rebuild mode. You get rid of Ty Gurley. You let go of some other guys as well, but you pick up Cam Akers, the guy from Florida State. So they're expecting him to pick up that heavy load that Ty Gurley kind of missed. So you're trying to go into a different route. You still believe in you still believe in your guy. You still believe in Jared Goff. You still have that same receiving core that's still there. Now you can just see them going into a new route, a new scheme. With the defensive
Trey,
side,
yeah,
I
go
mean,
go
we don't
ahead.
know. On the defensive side, it's kind of iffy
Yeah.
because they're still going to rely on Aaron Donald.
Trey, again with the LA Rams, a team that kind of got rid of a key piece. The window in which they had to win the Super Bowl was relatively short, and parting ways with a $90 million running back, getting rid of Brandon Cooks, who's a really good receiver. That they do have Cooper Kupp there. Does Sean McVay, will he still be able to be the same coach and really get this team at least back into the playoff mix this year?
I like Sean McVay, but I think the problem is that they traded all their first round picks to prolong that Super Bowl window. Now they don't have the young talent, the young cheap talent. And you pay Goff, and you pay like Aaron Donald. You got to pay Rams. You pay so many people that you had to cut Todd Gurley, and you had to get rid of Cooks because that cap, they come up against that cap. And now but now you don't have no first round draft picks to supplement those heavy contract with cheap labor. So I just think McVay's a good coach, and I don't believe in golf. I don't know who believes in golf, but I just don't see.
They obviously LA Rams do. They still have them. They still have golf, and they let go of Gurley. So what does that tell you?
They got that Joe Flacco syndrome. You take me to the Super Bowl, so I got to walk, man.
Oh, hey, that might be true.
My bad. I didn't know you was done talking there, Trey. When we look at the NFC West as a whole, again, we said that the San Francisco 49ers has the opportunity to be able to run away with this division. Who has an opportunity to challenge them for this lead, or at least come in at number 2?
I like Seattle. Russell Wilson, Pete Carroll, they've been doing it for almost going on 10 years now up there in Seattle. They know how to win. Last year, it took them down to like a tackle at the 1 yard line for them not to win a division. So if San Francisco don't win a division, I think Seattle gonna win it. But I like Arizona. It's just that can Cliff get a defense? He's never at Tech. He never had a defense. He's always points.
You seen what he did in this draft. You seen what he did. He took the first step in getting an impact player, impact defensive player in Isaiah Simmons, a guy that can play multiple positions on the field.
I mean, he can coach him, man. Just because you draft him don't mean you can coach him. He could be bust. Sometimes it's not how good the player is; it's where they go, and can that coach get out of that player?
Okay,
I like that. I like that little saying. We're gonna have to put that on a shirt or something. Jr. Kind of a burning question for each team. As far as we know, the Rams didn't necessarily, again, what alluding to Trey, giving up their first rounds to prolong their Super Bowl window. And the Seahawks they didn't make a lot of splashes either in the draft, but they were able to get a couple guys as far as the defensive side of the ball. When it comes to the Cardinals, 3 really good teams, where do they fit into this whole situation?
I believe this year the Cardinals, it's gonna be a tie in the second place. In this division, it's gonna be, you still got San Fran. And that second spot is out of Seattle or Arizona, because you can never forget about Seattle regardless. You still have Dangerous Russ in the backfield as your quarterback. And it's a possibility Marshawn Lynch might return once again in that backfield.
They tried to sign Freeman. I saw that today on ESPN.
Yeah, they offered.
That is true. Yes, that is true. But on the other hand, when it comes to Arizona, when you have a veteran receiving core like this, when you have 2 guys that can get over 1,000 yards.
Well, here's my thing. But here's my thing with Kyler Murray. Because we have to remember, we look at quarterbacks. It happened to Cam, it happened to Peyton, it's happened to a slew of other quarterbacks in the league. Dak Prescott, for one. Okay. Is he going to hit that second year wall? Will teams figure him out this year?
Yes, I don't think he can. I don't think he's going to hit that wall due to the fact that he has these receiving core. You still have a young Kristen Kirk that you can put in this, that you have in the slot. He has a lot of security blankets around him that's going to get him out of a lot of trouble this season. So basically, the sky is the limit for him. It all depends on what Kingsbury do with this offense.
Cliff problem has never been offense. He gonna score points. Cliff gonna score points. His problem is, can they stop? Are they gonna be able to stop somebody?
But can he actually do something now when you have another superstar receiver on your hands?
Right. Who has the best? Okay, who has the best season? Who has the worst season? That'll be my last question for this.
I'll let Trey go first.
I think San Francisco wins the division, like 11-5, 10-6 the floor, 12-4 the ceiling. They have the best roster in the division, and until somebody knock them off, I'm not gonna bet against them. Then you got I think Seattle finished second, Arizona finished third, and then the Rams finished last.
Okay. You say San Fran is number one.
Yeah, they're number one.
Okay. My number one team. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to go with Seattle though. You can never
I like it.
You can never count out Dangerous Russell. I feel like this is redemption year. He felt like he was short-ended this previous year.
When's the last time he won a division though? He didn't win the division last year. Division.
Okay. He did.
Well, Russ don't need to win the division to get in the playoffs because the Seahawks are always there.
Yes.
They finished first, won the division. So but they gonna make the playoffs. I just don't think they'll finish first.
Okay.
I'll go surprise here. I'll put Seattle as first in the division, and I say San Francisco finishes last. I think San Francisco kind of called. I mean, they got a really great defense. Great defense is going to do a lot. But who do they look similar to from the previous season? The Chicago Bears. Jimmy G is kind of showing us how good he actually is. I'm not saying good in a great way. I'm saying good in a just good enough if you got the good pieces around him. Well, they had a running game using 3 different types of running backs. The passing game was actually pretty pedestrian, though guys like Deebo Samuel are out there, and then they did go get another guy to pair along with him. But I don't expect the offense to continue to just lag behind the defense on their coattails, and then they still be successful and then win the division, because the Seahawks are still going to be the Seahawks. The Cardinals got better, not worse, but better. And then when we look at the Rams, given that Sean McVay is still going to be the genius that everybody thinks he is, the Rams are going to still be kind of competitive. So they're going to win a couple of games here in this division. But a good defense will get you a long way, and that's true. But offense like the San Francisco 49ers, we saw what happened in the Super Bowl, right? We saw that they couldn't keep up with the Chiefs. We got 3 really good offenses here. Granted that the Rams offense is still good. Do we really think that they're going to be able to keep up with them?
Man, they put 48 up in New Orleans last year.
Well, we got, but okay, that's one game sample though.
They were like top 5 in offensive efficiency last year, man. They still gonna be able to run the ball, man. They're gonna keep their defense fresh, and a great defense travel. That defense gonna be there every week.
That is true. As long as you got Aaron Donald on that front line, you can't never really go wrong.
A question for the Super Bowl runner-ups. Who in the NFC has a chance to challenge the San Francisco 49ers? And do not jump and say the Cowboys off rip.
The whole NFC?
Yeah, who could challenge the San Francisco 49ers?
The Cowboys, man. What's up, man? That was the biggest crush of the whole team. Brought in Mike McCarthy. He got a Super Bowl ring. Drafted CeeDee Lamb with the 17th pick.
You want to know something? As scary as it sounds, it might be Tampa Bay.
Man, come on.
God, don't do that.
Brady's washed. He's washed.
Hey, if Brady comes in, take this team at least to the NFC wild card. No, at least to the NFC championship. That's Hall of Fame status.
And he's already a Hall of Fame, but he's washed.
But look what he did. He took Tampa Bay.
Man, but Tampa Bay, man, Jameis Winston threw for 30 touchdowns and 5,000 yards last year.
Yeah, but he also led the league in
30 interceptions. Make sure y'all list 30 interceptions.
Yeah, you got to put the 30 interceptions as well.
He got eyes now. He got that LASIK. He good, dog.
What is that? No one was saying anything about Jameis Winston about him needing LASIK when he was at Florida State throwing all the touchdowns. Then we get we get 4 years into this man's season.
All of a sudden,
have a terrible season. All of a sudden, it's LASIK issues.
Hey, did y'all know Andrew Luck Carson Palmer, Big Ben, and Jameis Winston all had one thing in common. Their first year in Bruce Arians' system, they threw their most picks that year. So everybody picks go up that year, and in the second year they usually go down. But Jameis didn't get no chance because Tom Brady. But even though he's washed.
Well, we'll be able to see about the NFC South, and joining us on that show will be the mouth of the South himself, from Texas Southern University, covering the NFC South as he just greatly does. As far as his division series, guys, we will continue this next week. Trey, JR, appreciate you guys. Please remember to comment, rate, subscribe, and drop us a like. We would definitely appreciate that. This is the NFL Division Series, and we will see you next time.